I mean, I always did. I always knew I wanted to be an actor. I never really had a plan B. And so my plan at the time when I was designing my life as a, you know, worldly high schooler, knowing everything, I planned to move to California, be a Disney princess, go to Cal State Fullerton, and then be a famous actor. Like that was exactly how it was
It's
going to
gonna happen
happen.
just like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so right after high school, first of all, I didn't, I only applied for two colleges. I ended up getting horrible grades in high school, which everybody in my family was shocked by because I was the smart one of the family. But we just had a rough go of it the last few years of high school, and my grades plummeted. I didn't have the worst GPA, but I didn't have the best. And I I just never really got around to applying to schools, and the only two schools I applied to were Chapman University and USC because I thought, you know what? They're going to read my essay and they're just going to think her grades are bad, but she's special. We need to
Yeah,
admit
come on
her.
down. Yeah.
So I received a rejection letter from USC, but I never heard back from Chapman. So to this day, I like to think that my acceptance letter just got lost in the mail. You never know. But so I never went to college. And a couple months after graduation, my mom discovered the Disneyland audition website and she showed it to me. And so I basically on a whim moved to California. I think my family as a whole, like my mother had, I think, $200 in her bank account and she gave it to me. We were living with my grandpa at the time. So she gave me all the money she had to basically be like, here, go try it out. And I stayed with an acquaintance of hers in his spare room while I auditioned to be a quote unquote very good friend of any of the face characters, the princesses and such. And I got cut right away at the audition and quickly learned that this just wasn't going to go how I had planned. And I eventually hired in a few weeks later as a character host, which are basically the people that go around with the characters and help facilitate the meet and greets with the guests and the characters. And then about 6 months after that, I went to an audition and I got to start quote unquote hanging out with more of the characters. I became very good friends with Pluto and Eeyore and Rafiki from The Lion King. And then it was shortly after that that I started doing parades. So I kind of just dove in. Is that the way to phrase it? I dove into theme park entertainment, and that's been my bread and butter ever since. To this day, I'm still performing at theme parks.
First of all, you got an amazing story. Like I knew none of that. That's a. I mean, so you're like right after high school,
Yeah, man.
literally went all in going to LA.
Hmm. And I will
It,
say, I mean, it's so hard, because you think like sitting here in this setting, I'm like, how much of the story do I tell? But there were some serendipitous things
right.
that had happened leading up to this.
You can, but if any serendipity, spirituality, universal things, this is the spot. If you want to share that, I
Well, so leading up to moving to California, I mentioned that the high school I went to didn't have sports. Well, my junior year, I ended up going and trying out for cheer at one of the other high schools because we were allowed to try out for sports at other schools since we didn't have sports at our school. And I made that cheer team. So my senior year, I did varsity cheer for 1 year. And by the way, fell in love with that, wished so badly that I had done it more than 1 year. But that year, we ended up flying down to Anaheim for nationals. So this was in 2007. And while my team flew down to Anaheim for cheer nationals. And while we were here, we went to Disneyland, of course. And I got this light up, sparkly princess crown. A friend actually got it for me because I saw it and I really liked it, but it was too expensive or something. So her mom was one of the chaperones and she bought it for me, I think as a birthday gift. So I got this crown and I was wearing it on the flight home. At one point, one of the flight attendants comes up to me and he says, "Hey, that flight attendant over there loves your crown. She's willing to pay you $50 for it. Will you let her buy it off of you?" And I was like, it was a gift. I can't sell it, but if she wants to wear it for the flight, she can. And so he went and told her, and she said, "Deal." So I went and I took off the crown. I put it on her head. We made a little bit of it. She the entire flight wore this princess light up sparkly crown. So then at the end of the flight, she came to give it back to me, and I told her, hey, my plan is to move to California, hopefully work at Disneyland. If that happens and I can get you one of these crowns, I would love to send it to you. Like, could I have your email address or keep in touch? She said, yes, that would be amazing. In fact, when the time comes and you're ready to move, if you need a flight, let me know and I can give you one of my standby flights. So then fast forward to my mom finding the website. We found this audition. We have no money for me to move to California, but I reached out to this flight attendant who I had met, who liked my light up princess crown from Disneyland, and she gave me and my mom a free flight. So my mom was able to fly down with me, kind of help me get settled, and fly back for free. And all of this was just because I let a nice flight attendant wear my princess crown. Like, it's just such a funny story looking back, how that all worked out.